The central part of the exhibition focuses on photographs Minorski took as part of a commission of the Workers' Housing Association. The artist documented the poorest areas of Warsaw, primarily in the districts of Wola and Śródmieście. He exposed the appalling living conditions of the working class. The photographs reveal overcrowding, dilapidated buildings, and abject poverty. This section of the exhibition also includes images taken outside the Workers' Housing Association's commission. Photographs Minorski took out of a personal need to portray the lives of residents of Warsaw's unbeautiful neighborhoods, of the poor and the excluded. Years later, the artist referred to these works as native photography. Two objects in this section are accompanied by tactile aids. The first is a pair of photographs depicting a young girl studying by the light of a paraffin lamp. Taken around 1936, the images appear similar at the first glance. However, closer inspection reveals differences between them. These differences are visible in what is included within the frame. A child looking into the camera and laundry hanging to dry in one photo, a satchel and notebook placed on the bed in the other. The key distinction, however, lies in the amount of light entering through the window and emitted by the paraffin lamp. The girl studies by lamplight because the room is too dark for her to see her notebook properly, even during the day. In the second image, a sick child is studying while lying in bed. For Minorski, this scene was symbolic. It demonstrated that despite extremely difficult living and housing conditions, children were still eager to learn. The perseverance of children from working-class families is one of the most important motives in his photography. As part of his commission for the Workers' Housing Association, Minorski photographed mostly interiors. In these frames, he sought to include as much visual evidence as possible of the appalling living conditions endured by workers. Most often, these were images without people, showing cluttered coal stoves, worn-out beds standing next to them, damaged furniture, and clothing hung to dry above the stove. In some cases, such as here, the residents themselves also appear in the photographs. This work forms part of a thematic path through the exhibition designed to introduce visitors to key concepts in photography. Thanks to these two photos and their accompanying tactile aids, we pause to ponder over the issue of light. It is one of the fundamental issues in photography, reflected in the very name of the medium, derived from Greek and literally meaning drawing with light. In dark interiors where natural light was scarce, it was necessary to use flash or other means of brightening the space. Insufficient lighting made it difficult to capture details and often prevented the creation of a good photograph altogether. Photographing in such an environment, most likely a basement flat partially below the street level, was particularly challenging. Minorski therefore relied on the second light source, the paraffin lamp. When the lamp was placed at the back of the table, it illuminated the notebook from which the girl was studying. When moved to the edge of the table, it revealed the child's facial features more clearly. A comparison of these two shots shows that Minorski was very deliberately testing which positioning of the light source would result in a better lit photograph. The second object is located at the back of the room. Minorski took a photo of boys playing football on a field in the Wola district in the second half of the 1930s. The image of a boy leaping for the ball while another one tries to block him is a part of a series he created during this particular football match. The playing field, marked by a simple wooden goalpost, was located in an area frequently photographed by Minorski. In the distance, one can spot Elekcyna Street. A view of it, partially flooded, is also included in the exhibition. Minorski returned to this very location, by then completely transformed, in the 1970s. The series of photographs Minorski took of boys playing on the field reflects his fondness for storytelling. The artist wrote extensively, published some of his reportages, and dreamed of making his own films. And yet, it was through photography, especially through sequences of images, that he was able to truly tell stories, such as this one about a football match on a makeshift football pitch in the Wola district of Warsaw. These two photos form part of a thematic path through the exhibition designed to introduce visitors to key concepts in photography. Thanks to them and their accompanying tactile aids, we pause to consider the theme of movement. Capturing a moment that lasts only a fraction of a second was one of the aspects of a revolution launched by photography. The ability to register motion was made possible by the shutter, the part of a camera that opens for a specified time when the button is pressed, determining the amount of light that reaches the negative. The shutter in Minorski's camera most likely allowed for exposure time ranging from 1/500th of a second to 1 second. Photographers often waited to capture a fleeting moment, one that escapes the human eye but can be preserved in a photographic frame. Minorski too waited for such a moment. We do not know whether the boy in the white cap and oversized coat will manage to block the ball. Perhaps the other boy, the one who's taking a leap, will succeed in taking possession of it.